All right.
May the blessed Alanius Pius bless you, my child.
You were up to some mischief last session.
We were. Antioch and Drash rise up, in a sense, to the upper levels, and we arrive at a market of some sort where they are executing some people accused of heresy, but we weren't able to learn exactly what were their crimes. So, could be anything. Could be cultists, could be criminals, just normal criminals, could be actual deniers of the divinity of the Emperor. We still don't know. We were able to contact a drug dealer, and we are suspicious that this drug dealer had something to do with the drugs that we found in the red rooms below. We still have to make the connection, but we are suspicious of that. And we sent a message to the House Grey Castle to see if we are able to, make some sort of business with them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how we ended the previous session.
Very interesting.
Now, before we go do anything, we should roll for Gift of the Gods that we haven't rolled.
Since you have accrued exactly 20 corruption, you should roll for gifts of the gods.
It's 100, right?
Yes.
I rolled 7. And what will 7 give to me? Let's see. Huh. No, this is Peril of the Warps. You don't happen to have the page open right in front of you, right?
It's page...
I see. 291, yes.
7 is bestial. And I believe you can modify the result by your infamy points.
Yeah, I can. So, let me see. It's the infamy points, the modifier, I think it's 3. Let me see.
Okay.
Yeah, it's one extra infamy point. It will give me 40 infamy points. I will have like 4 of a modifier, but well, that would be, that's okay. 3, I think it gives enough leeway. So I can either choose 7
animal
minus
hybrid,
3 is 4.
bestial, or
Either
blood substitution.
Blood substitution. I'm gonna choose blood substitution. Choose instead.
Zinch. Upon being wounded, the character's body emits a wave of warp energy. The agility test to avoid the damage is hard. Oh, okay.
How freaky is that?
Yeah.
What the hell, dude? What's that? Ah! You hit someone, instead of blood comes whatever. You cannot even like make what of those. It's not like a different liquid or something.
Yeah. Like it's just energy. You're like a bell.
It's just energy. My veins course the blood of chaos. Pure chaos. That is how I am. How much devoted to the chaos powers I am. Mwahaha. Blood substitution. Oh, I forgot. It's just that it does not give me like different stats or anything, does it? I don't think so. I don't think so. It's just it's just if the attacker gets covered in blood, I think. Let me see. You get to create some sort of effect
Should
on a
character ever
victim.
be wounded and suffer damage that leads to blood loss? Or when you get blood loss, one randomly determined character within 1 meter immediately takes 1 to 10 damage. So when you suffer blood loss, someone at random around you has to make an agility test or take 1d10 impact damage.
Yeah, right. So anyone that is like in melee range, I guess, has to roll for agility test.
One randomly determined character within 1 meter. So yeah, it has to be someone in melee.
Right. I'd rather prefer blood substitution because I don't want to look like an animal. Sorry. Especially a psyker devoted to zines will start having feathers. Oh shit! I will become a Hargraven.
Yeah, you look like a keeper of...
That horrible raspy breathing. Those black eyes. That dirty hair. Makes sense. That crooked nose.
Okay. So
Also not very good.
You see, Antioch has been affected since last time you took a good look at him. The journey beyond that weird Eldritch door at the Red Rooms left an indelible mark on him. He is gifted.
You're looking different, Antioch. Has something happened?
I feel different. Something I cannot really explain what. Something is changed. I feel different and yet the same. I actually cannot explain it.
He'll hold up his combat knife. Do you want me to check inside? Root around a little?
I don't think that will be necessary. Besides, there is a good chance that some others will have the opportunity.
He'll shrug. Well, have it your way.
Enough time has passed, and you can tell that the messaging servitor hasn't found the recipient of your message yet. It will probably take even more time, given that this is a very big hive city, and the servitor didn't seem to be of the best quality.
I think we should instead go investigate the drugs that we have in our possession. Maybe we should go back to the lower levels and ask the gun dealer if he knows somebody that can help us with that. So I pretty much discussed this with Trash, if he agrees.
While we're waiting for a servitor, we don't really have too many other things to do. So yes.
Back to the lower levels. Down here there is little to no natural light. Everything around you is artificial. From the ground you walk upon, the air you breathe, the sounds you hear, everything.
Is the fighting still continuing? Can we hear it?
It has died down considerably, but you know, this is Hive City Melotrax. There is always gunshots.
Once in a while you'll hear a shot, yeah, normal.
Dresh is still in his carapace.
Yeah, by the way, since we are here, we go back into our hiding place and change.
Trash, I'll stick with the carapace just for now.
Okay. Antioch will just remove his official Administraton jacket for the cloak.
So there is a power struggle going on down here. Since you eliminated the leader of the Bleeding Fists gang, everybody's up for grabbing whatever's left behind. Everybody wants a piece of the pie. And when the arbiters get involved, it gets even more complicated. And people turn to whoever can provide them with an edge so they can have the advantage. People have turned to religion, not only towards the Emperor, but to other entities as well.
Oh.
A small trinket, a very distinct tattoo, a book of prayers, or even ritual can be observed to be on the rise. Especially around places where Sats practices either were already going on, or they are not viewed as something to be frowned upon. There are cults rising.
I guess at this point we cannot like really tell which cults, to what entities those cults are devoting.
You can make a minus 20 heresy test.
Minus
Forbidden
20.
knowledge heresy.
Forbidden knowledge. Forbidden knowledge heresy.
Forbidden lore.
Yeah, I don't have the minus 20. Okay. Intelligence. I don't think so.
Demonology.
Oh, I passed. Really? I rolled a 10, even with the penalty.
Okay.
So my intelligence was 44, with the penalty would be 24, and I rolled a 10.
All right. So, you realize that these people have been worshipping the gods of chaos.
Okay.
Lowly demons. Initially.
Oh, right, like an aligned demon, just random demons that they just come up with, not necessarily one of the big four.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can read the symbology. You can hear their chants.
Good.
You can
This
read
is
through
good.
the lines. You can read their expressions. It is like studying evolution.
Small
every f-
hints here and there.
Yes. Every incremental step. Every small peak. Every small poke. In this alternate reality. In the Immaterium. In the warp. Every time they commune with such creatures, with such supernatural beings, they get closer and closer to what people generally call the four gods of chaos. Heresy. Worlds
I
have
said-
been blown apart, destroyed, and lost forever for even the slightest smidge of such forbidden things. Such a vile notion for a loyal subject of the Emperor, for a human to look for power in a place such as this. To commune with such beings is to reject your holy purpose. That is what some people say. But people say a lot of things. It's never that simple.
I say to Drash, I have been noticing some differences, at least in this level. I've noticed that some graffiti in the walls have weird images, weird symbols, and some voices here and there. I can hear someone praying. The soil is ripe. It's beginning to rot. The Emperor's reach is getting more flimsy.
Sounds like
People
ki-
the people want change, and I believe we are close to our great opportunity. This will have to make me accelerate my plan for a device that I have been thinking of. But I will tell you about more later, until I commune with my master first.
It sounds like your opportunity might be coming sooner than we expected.
Indeed. Therefore, we cannot linger in our own in our own roles too. We must haste, find this drug dealer, or at least found the connection with these drugs. The streams of chaos are getting engorged, and we have to direct them to our adventures before it becomes a river beyond our control. You were saying? Sorry, I cut you off.
Is Church still around?
That church on the upper levels?
That's right. Never mind that.
Oh, yeah. There are small chapels around here too, but they're not anything as prestigious or big as that one. Down here it's more like a personal praying room, like a meditating room, rather than a full-blown chapel. The ecclesiarchy hasn't bothered to invest anything down here. They funnel all their resources to the more distinguished people in levels up top, rather than down here in the dirt.
I guess the ecclesiarchy, as fanatic as they are, they also suffer the sin of procrastination.
They suffer a lot
And
of sins.
how much I understand them.
A place where people go to pray is in this area, where there are some well-kept living spaces, some houses here, and they are very close to the old ruins. Maybe it's one of the reasons people there have kept such strong ties with the religion, because maybe they believe that it is what keeps them safe for whatever lurks in there.
I decide to approach this place and to see if I'm able to learn more about it, specifics.
Mm-hmm. I will ask for an inquiry test to find
There-
details.
Are there people there that we can approach?
Yeah.
I rolled a 15. I'm rolling good today.
That's very good.
So inquiry is it's fellowship, okay. And anyway, I still pass with how much?
Intelligence.
1, 2, 3. No, inquiry is. You said inquiry.
Yeah.
It's fellowship. Isn't fellowship? Did I mistake?
On page 93, I see that it's intelligence.
Is it intelligence?
That's what I'm seeing here.
I have to see this again. Anyway, I pass. Either one of the other, I pass. 15. It's almost 3 degrees of success. But not quite. So it's 2.
Okay. You find out that in these living hubs, lives the foreman of the operations here. All the construction, all the transportation of goods up and down. It's a whole industry. And the servant of the emperor that is, well, responsible for the continuation and the normal flow of business right there is the foreman that lives in this living block here. It's probably him that has funded the small chapel here in this blue box, in this blue hive living hub.
Is he around?
Well, it's his house. He has to be there sometimes. You're not made aware of his exact schedule or anything.
Okay, I will just try bang at the door, see if he's there, or if anyone, or if somebody else comes at the door.
You are met by a bodyguard at the door. A man with 2 prosthetic arms, a pistol on his hip, and a big maul leaning against the wall next to him. He fixes his posture when he sees you approaching, puts his hand on the maul, lifts it from the floor, and asks you, "What would you be looking for around here, sir? May I help you?"
I'm looking for the owner of this habitation, or at least someone that could explain to me this small shrine that is made here. Could you help me point to the responsible? Don't worry, nobody is nobody is being accused of anything here.
This is Sir Kellen's shrine, the owner of this habitation. It is devoted to Saint Jarrod. If you wish to pray, you are free to do so. After you pay the entrance fee, of course.
much. It is the entrance fee.
Every believer gives what they can part with. Most folks leave a 5 thrones piece on the door before they enter. And as they say, the Emperor's favor is counted in coins in your pocket. So if you wish to have a lot of favor,
Antioch smiles, but it is like a smile of cynicism.
yeah, you shall leave more than that.
And Antioch says in a low voice that nobody hears, the Emperor collects.
He doesn't hear what you
So
say. Yeah.
Antioch gives him like 5 thrones then, and asks to enter.
He opens the door to you, and you see the small shrine revealed to you. All the candles, or all the lamps, the small statues and figurines, all the parchment, all the prayers written on parchment located all over the place. There are some people praying this moment. There is an eerie silence in here. You were more used to the loud, chaotic noise of the rest of the level, while when you get here, all this dies down. This shrine is isolated from the rest of the level. Whoever might seek peace may come here and find it. Only those who can pay the toll, that is.
Faith is a commodity, apparently,
Seems so.
to be exchange, bought and sold. I want to roll for perception of the premises. I want to find out if there is like a place where you can hide something.
Yeah, there's definitely places where you can hide stuff, depending on
so
the size, of course. But yeah,
Like a jar, a small jar, not taller that I don't know, like a bottle, a bottle, something of sorts.
okay, yeah, you can find a place under some loose plasteel, behind a statue, inside a pile of rubble somewhere. There are a lot of crevices, a lot of small nooks and crannies where objects might get lost or deliberately placed.
Is there anyone there that seems to be in charge of the place, like a custodian? And I mean like a person like
Yeah.
taking care of it, or it's just civilians there?
Most are civilians. It seems like the bodyguard is the top dog around here.
Okay.
He's the only one that is obviously armed. All the others are civilians wearing their everyday clothes, carrying their bags, of their personal bags. No, they are not carrying any tools, any weapons. He's the only one that seems to be capable of anything.
Os gêmeos estão a ser cada vez mais comuns. And then he looks around and kind of embarrassed. He had one of those fits.
Come again, sorry? What?
Antioch had one of those fits in the old language.
Trash.
Yes.
There are a lot of people that call themselves chemists down here. The years of substance abuse, experimentation, and exposure to chemicals have given a lot of gangers a valuable life experience with chemicals. And if it is a simple concoction from chemical waste, then it's pretty easy to find someone to make such a thing. But when it comes to more intricate substances that require more delightful handling, more fine handling, not delightful, then you will have to look closer. Make an infamy test.
Just made it.
Yes.
A group of bleeding fists comes to you, and they are hauling an unlucky soul. They have them handcuffed and their head in a bag so that they don't see anything. And they bring you a person, and they introduce them as the chemist. Bleeding fists.
Was Drash with me, with Antioch?
At the
near
chapel now.
the, no? Okay, so I leave the chapel and go back to him. Unless he went to another part of the level without me knowing.
Well, all this is going on while you are at the chapel, so
I guess I'll just stay there
Yeah.
anyway. I could not just know that was
Yeah.
happening.
they throw them at your feet. Brought him, boss. You're chemist.
Much
Found him.
thanks.
Found him.
Trash will look down at the chemist and say, "Hello, my friends. Do you know who I am?"
The muffled voice from the cloth bag. You can very faintly make out the phrase, "I have no fucking idea who you are or what you want from me.
I happen to need a chemist to track down where particular product might be coming from. It might have irregularities that could give me an insight.
The still muffled voice from inside the cloth bag. He mumbles something, and you can very hardly make out the phrases. What substance? I can't do anything cuffed and covered up like this. Get your animals to cut me loose.
Drash will nod to one of the gangers.
He cuts the ganger cuts the chemist's bounce and uncovers his head. The chemist gets up. He's taken aback by your size, and he swallows. He is very clearly feeling uneasy. Turns to the ganger that basically abducted him and says, "You know I work for payment. You could have simply paid me instead of going through all this. Idiots."
I could have, but what was the fun in that?
He's at a loss for words. And he says, Can't you just take your dose and not ruin people's lives?"
Well, I'm in the business of ruining people's lives, and I need to know who made this dose. And unfortunately, my friend, that's where you come in.
He nervously raises his eyeglasses to be closer to his eyes. And, alright then, let's see it.
He'll hand him the analog friend-zone he has.
Takes a look at it. Holds it against a light source. He takes a whiff at it, puts it under his nose, smells it a little. Even thinks of tasting it a little bit, but decides otherwise. Has anybody taken this? Are there any subjects? Has anybody been subjected to this? Have there been any test subjects?
Not to my knowledge.
One of the gangers present has taken a dose of this. He chimes in, "I have, boss."
Oh, how did it do anything unusual to you?
Oh, it's the standard stuff. At first, you feel the kick. Your blood boils. Everything's red. You feel invincible, like you can take on the whole city. I busted an arbiter's head while on this stuff. It was a great day. And That's all I remember. I passed out afterwards. The chemist seems to be taking in every word the ganger has to say. He's listening very closely. And then the chemist asks the ganger to take off his helmet so that he can take a look at his eyes, at his tongue, inside his ears. And then produces a large container, a huge beaker, and tells the ganger, "Can you fill this up, please?" The ganger shaken asks, "With what?" And the chemist says,
Whip it out! Whip it out!
"I want a sample of your bodily fluids." The ganger picks up the beaker, goes to the side and mumbles, "Well, it's not the weirdest thing someone has asked of me." And then after a brief moment returns with a golden yellow liquid filling the container. The chemist takes a good look at it, studies the color, the texture, the smell.
The taste?
Like takes a good portion. Yeah, that's it. Well, that's what it is. Then gives the container back to the ganger. The ganger, not knowing what to do with it, just sets it to
Tosses it
the side.
around.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the chemist's final verdict is he knows where this is from. He used to work there back in the day. Before he got ousted. Before he got demoted. So that a member of one of the noble families might take his position. And then he quit after not being in the position to accept this nepotism. And after he threatened to go to the arbiters about this so that justice may be served, he was threatened, and so he descended around these levels where he's not really safe exactly, but he's far away from the certain death of going against the nobles. And he says that this lab that produces this stuff does some obvious flaws, and he could do much better job without any dangerous side effects. And it is connected with the house you were...
Grey Castle.
Yes, Free Castle.
Grey Castle. Okay.
Grey Castle. He suspects the anything else you have to show him to be affiliated with the same lab, with the same people.
Rash claps hands together. Very good. I think that's all I need from you. And Drash will pay him and send him on his way.
There is a glint in the chemist's eyes. He picks up the money, counts it in front of you, and with a satisfied smile, starts walking away. Nice doing business with you, big man.
If I happen to need another chemist, if I happen to need a chemist again, I'll think of you. Though this time I'll avoid the abduction.
Yes, it would be much preferred. Turns to the gangers. Gentlemen. Leaves. The ganger turns to you and says, "Are we getting any of the good stuff, boss? Like we used to? Supplies running dry."
Crash will rub his chin and say, "Yes, I believe we might be doing business soon. I'll contact you if I need some muscle."
Righto then. Nice to hear that. Goes to the other ganger, pushes him a bit. "You hear this? We're getting the good stuff. No more sewage splosh." "Oh yeah, finally." They both leave.
Trash will wait for Antioch.
And indeed,
Before,
so
bef-
go.
wait, when,
Yep.
just a minute. Before leaving, Antioch wants to make a few last questions to the bodyguard.
Mm-hmm.
He asks if he knows of several other small chapels like those in the area, and asks if what is the biggest church in the level, or if there is one.
Mm. He says, "I don't know of any chapels in the lower levels. There are a few shrines here and there. Personal shrines where people keep their collections of relics and holy remains. Some nut jobs even worship machines. I've seen one of the gangers pray to his gun before reloading it, as if he was calming someone down. I'm guessing if this shrine over here doesn't fulfill your needs, you might want to contact whoever might have a personal one that I definitely don't know of. I'm not one for religion myself."
Antioch thanks the man for his help and leaves, joining Drash.
I have the source of the drugs. It is a House Grey Castle chem facility.
So it is confirmed.
Indeed. Now, shall we try to get to Grey Castle through this way, or wait for your servitor? We still need to get in touch with the Grand Archon to try to get him to see your ways.
I mean, we could try to find the lab that makes the drugs, but I'm also more inclined to find the Archon until, first of all, it will make us go back to the upper level, and I think if the servitor will coming back, he will look for us in the upper level, not down here. So I guess it's time for us to go back. Antioch
Indeed.
goes to change his cloak once again to the jacket of the administrator.
Mm-hmm. You go through the same customs again. The arbiter there asking, what is the reason for you going up to this level? And that's for your license.
Do I have to answer?
He's satisfied with the answer, with your
Yeah,
answers. Same as before.
Business.
You find yourselves at the upper levels again. The cold, dry breeze, bringing a few snowflakes with it. The natural light coming from this planet's suns. This planet has 2 stars. This planetary system has 2 stars in the middle. The natural lighting is sometimes too much to bear. Your eyes have to be accustomed to it, and for a few brief moments after you first lay foot on this level, you are as good as blind.
I honestly didn't expect that the Hive City would have natural light. I thought all Hive Cities were all enclosure inside, even if they had like very good lighting that could simulate natural light, but not actual sunlight from the exterior.
Some are like this, yeah, because the atmosphere around them might be so bad that the whole city has to be enclosed, but this one doesn't have to be.
Okay.
It is snowing.
Rash will take out his data slate and see if there's been any public announcements of what if the Archon's going to be somewhere public, like just say like doing a meet and greet somewhere or something.
Mm-hmm. The Lord Archon's face is displayed on a lot of screens, and his speeches are broadcasted throughout the whole Hive City. But where he might be, there aren't any announcements about that. There aren't any events that he will be attending, any public events that he will be attending.
Is there around any like public official of highest status that could eventually make us in contact with the Archon? Or as a administration building or something like that?
There are a lot of high-profile people around here, and even themselves struggle to have audience with Lord Archon, since he is the main man of the city. He's the top dog. He is the Lord Archon, after all. Everybody wants to talk to him. Everybody wants audience with him. So that may either ask for favor or just to simply have a bit of his wisdom bestowed upon them. So even though he's displayed everywhere, every hololith around the city displays his face, and every voxcaster screams his speeches, the actual man himself is pretty hard to find. He is most likely at his palace, or if he's not at his palace, he's somewhere else hidden. He doesn't want anything to do with the chaff, with the low lives of the city.
I think going to the proper normal channels is a waste of time, and I communicate this with Drash, and also say that probably our best option to contact the Archon is through a powerful house, which might mean again having to gain access to the Grey Castle family.
Let's
So,
take
once
up lodge.
again- Yes.
Let's take up lodgings near Grey Castle and try to get in contact with them. It may take some time to convince the Lord Grey Castle to see you.
True. So, what should we do? I mean, I didn't want to just approach people and offer my service as a cryptographer, but I I think I have no other choice. Setting a shop up here, and let me see. Let me think. Oh, by the way, there is a church here, right?
Yes,
I want to see the church.
there it
Antioch
is.
desires to see the church and enter the church if they allow him.
Yes, you are allowed to enter.
Okay. And what does Antioch see? How is the church inside? How does it look?
There are thousands of people inside this church. Large, imposing statues of his angels, of his sons. The church organ on the far side, echoing through the whole building. Servitors, cherubs, tech priests, maintaining all the mechanisms all the necessary mechanisms for proper prayer. And the zealots all praying in unison, reciting hymns and canticles of His Majesty.
Is there any board that shows like schedules for events or religious observations or anything like that? Something that would tell Antioch how much people would be there and times there would be empty or near empty.
There is hundreds of people in this church pretty much at any given time. It is the biggest one in the city.
I guess there is, but I'm going to ask anyway. Is there any place where someone could hide something? Again, at the size of the bottle, some sorts.
Yes.
A box, a pulpit, a chair, a throne, even several statues, I guess.
Yeah. You can even hide it among some dead bodies that are in the church right now, who have their last rites given to them by some priests.
Hey, Antioch, do you think you can make those get up and dance?
Antioch laughs at the idea. That would be funny indeed. Alas, I have no such power. Spooky skeletons.
Send shivers down your spine.
Since we're here, can we recognize anyone of importance? Someone of high status or something?
There is the bishop. This guy.
Does he look like he's preaching at the moment?
Yes.
Is he far away from us?
Well, the chapel is big, so he could even be 500 meters away from you, but you are in the same building. You can easily go towards him. He has everybody listen to him as he is explaining and demonstrating the holiness of this chapel and the importance of the ossuary kept within it. The bones of the 4 saints. You see these statues?
Mm-hmm.
These are the geldless saints. Geld meaning money in High Gothic.
Mhm.
They are described as pious, of unwavering faith, and they gave their services and their blessings without ever asking anything in return. And they never used weapons to smite their foes. They only did so with the power that the Emperor bestowed upon them, with the power of their faith alone.
Antioch approaches and hear the bishop speaking with great interest. Is the ossuary area open to the public to visitation?
Looks like it is, yeah.
Okay.
Antioch.
So-
I have a plan, but how willing are you to put yourself in danger?
Tell me of this plan.
It will take some time, but I figure that if we can make the get the recommendation to meet with the governor, we can make it. But we can actually meet him face to face. But to do that, we would need a recommendation from several people. Correct? Yes.
I'm also thinking of a plan, and involves this church. I was considering the shrine that I visited earlier, but this is the better place, although it's more risky to put the plan I'm thinking in motion here.
Well, I'll tell you
Anyway.
my plan, and then you can tell me yours. Does that sound fair?
Of course.
All right. I'm thinking if we can stage an attack on this place through a gang or another intermediary, then we can save the day and have the cardinal endorse a recommendation to meet with the governor. But that requires a few other favor trading with the locals. What is your plan?
I actually like your plan indeed, because mine will be the following after that. By making ourselves the saviors of this church, we will again have, I believe, easier access to it, where I can implant a relic here inside, so I can turn this church into a chamber that will sip into the Hive City energy from the warp, and slowly but surely, I believe so, convert every inhabitant to chaos. So your plan is very useful, and we should start working on it.
I see. This will take a bit of time and preparation, but I think we can seize all the pieces we need.
We need to rile up the lower level gangs very good. They will not do this willingly. We still need to contact the Grey Castle's family first. This must succeed. If we fail, we'll have no other choice. We'll have no other option. But yeah, the plan of simulating an attack of gangers, I think is a very good one.
How do you think of going on with this plan? How will you orchestrate it?
Well, Drash, I don't know how much Drash has thought about it. So I guess I will ask him how does he actually intend to do by convincing all the gangs to work in unison and attack all at the same time this area.
First thing, from what we know of the corpse man's hidden ways, how hard would it be to get from
From
the nearest
indeed.
entry point to this church?
Oh, I remember something.
Yeah.
We still have a dagger. We still have a dagger of the bleeding fists. We could assassinate one of the arbiters' main, I don't know, leaders or something. That will make the arbiters go to the lower levels and remove the security in the upper levels. So it will be easier for the gangers to infiltrate this area. There will be resistance, of course, but probably less. But then we have to found our own gang, so we can clean up the gangers that come here and be the saviors. Yeah, I think. What do you think, Drash?
Too many steps.
You think it's too complicated?
Too much to... Too many things that we don't actually need to do.
I guess.
The point of having having people attack this church would be to make sure that they don't make it out alive while thinking that they can.
I mean, if the purpose is to make us the heroes, right?
Correct.
It's to make Antioch and Drash the heroes of the day. So they have to survive, at least a few of them, and make sure that they see us saving them.
No, to make sure that the gangers don't get out alive.
Oh, right. Yeah. By the way,
Neutralizing security is unless we have more to accomplish. That is a bit of an extravagance we don't need to take.
yeah, we also don't need that much gangers too. But still, we'll need some gangers working with us us alone, the two of us alone, a bunch of gangers, I don't think we'd fare that much. That's that good.
All right, I think we have the beginnings of a scheme. Let's go. Let's go speak with House Winterscale.
House Winterscale.
I'm sorry, House Greycastle. Winterscale.
I was thinking.
Yes.
I was thinking here. I was thinking here.
Completely different thing.
House Winterscale. I have. What did I lose?
I'm sorry, I think House Winterscale's from that Rogue Trader game.
Yeah. Winterscale is a rogue trader.
I know. I have an idea. We don't need to make that much of an army to attack the upper level. We just need, for example, a bunch of gangers decide to make hostage from the people inside the church, and then we arrive and save them with a few gangers too. We have to manipulate one of the gangers to attack the church, and then we come up with our own gang and save them. Save the people from this church. What do you think, Thresh? Simpler? Efficient? I believe so.
Yes, we just need to make sure that the bishop there doesn't die in the meantime, and it will serve our purposes.
Oh. Yeah, by the way, since we're here, Antioch will there's probably a lot of people, but anyway, Antioch will try to mind probe some of them to see who are more prone to be corrupted, or who are those to be more faithful to the Emperor and to the Imperium. Those are, of course, marked to be killed. The others live.
Okay.
So it will be way easier to make mind probe as an area effect. But I guess Antioch will just look at the most, I don't know, most wealthy looking fat that seems more interested in wealth and power than actually do his duty. So I guess those that look very strict and almost statue-like, those are probably the faithful ones.
Looks can be deceiving though.
Oh, I can do one thing, of course. I can mind probe only the bishop. He might know the people, of course. So I look around, see if there is any psyker around that could detect me. And I'm going to cast mind probe on the bishop. Okay, just to be sure, the psi rating counts as a bonus, right?
Yeah, it's 5 for every point of psi rating.
So Antioch with a hit of the staff in the ground, a subtle hit in the staff. It's 85, and I'm going to roll.
I think it's minus 20 if you want to make it without anybody noticing. And otherwise you have to, start chanting, start waving your hands around and stuff like that.
Okay, so I guess what I'm going to do is find a secluded place that nobody can see me or hear me.
Yeah, and you also have to make sure that the person you are mind probing doesn't notice it. So that is why the -20 is there. And I'll give you another another -10, because all this prayer or all this false hope towards the Emperor is not making things any easier. So it's a total of -30 from me.
You're making it on purpose.
You have other.
I
You
should
have
have
some
shut up.
bonuses as well.
Yes, that's why to make it. You're trying to make it harder. Okay, so -30. I find a secluded place that nobody can see me, nobody can hear me, but I still have to look at him. Let's go. -30. Ooh, right at the limit with -30, 65, 85, 55, and I rolled a 54.
You manage to slip through the words, and you find your way through all the praying crowd, through all these souls looking for absolution, looking for a moment's peace, looking for a boon, looking for some serenity in this world where there is only war. And you get into the bishop's mind.
And what
Step by
does
step.
Antioch learns?
There is so much in here. So many details. So much evidence. So many pieces of evidence. You see this bishop. You see his life. You can see all he has seen. You hear all he has heard. You can feel all he has felt. He knows a lot about many. He knows about House Greycastle. He knows about many other noble houses. And he also knows about Lord Archon. He knows that Lord Archon is not as good others might have you believe. He has taken advantage of many people. He has tied many loose ends. He has abused his power for his benefit and the benefit of his friends and allies. He has set noble houses against one another so that he may remain on top unbothered. And the bishop has played a pivotal role in all this. As no one will go against the ecclesiarchy. And so under the cover of piety, under the cover of faith, a lot of mischievous acts have taken place. A mockery of what the ecclesiarchy stands for. A mockery of what the people of this hive city believe in. No better than common thugs. Only wearing different skin. as a Nightlord might have said sometime. He does his best to actually help people, and he does so indeed. But it is that he may also feel, and he also seeks absolution from all his sins. He believes that since the Emperor has bestowed him the authority and the power of being a bishop, that he may do with it as he pleases. That he is above, first of all, the rest of the clergy, the rest of the people, above anybody else. And that one day that even he might become the Lord Archon of this hive city, of this planet, the Archon Bishop. He has his sights on the Lord Archon's position, and he looks for an opportunity to prove to the Lords of Terra that he is the one that deserves the total power of this planet. Total control of its resources, dominion over its people, of course for the better. Of course he will do everything he can to improve upon people's lives, to improve people's lives and make it easier for them. Clean up the Undercity, clean up all the corrupt nobles, and then one day have this planet be a palace. Maybe even make it into a shrine world at the end of the day. So that every living soul on it may walk in the Emperor's light. So he bides his time. He prays. He does the Emperor's work.
Corrupt but regretful. Tries to help the people but still has ambition. He's in the middle. Still, its goods has potential to be worked with. Does Antioch learn anything about specific individuals, about their loyalties or not?
Loyalties to who?
Loyalty to the Imperium, and people that would immediately seek help from the Inquisitors, the Astartes, or who else would also prefer not have them involved, just seeking their own profit and seeking their own quest for power. Those should live, the rest should die.
You learn of individuals that are zealous, and you learn of individuals that have unshakable faith to the Emperor. People who
True
have...
believers.
Yeah, there are, of course, true believers in this city, in high places and everywhere else. And there are others who have the seed of doubt planted in them. And if
Okay.
the roots of doubt do take place, then God Emperor knows what might bloom from this. What will the fruit of this tree be, and who will be the one to pick it?
Okay. Well, if that is all, still it has been really helpful.
There is, of course, a very extensive list of people. But if I
Yeah, I
started
think there's no
giving
there's
every
no-
name, yeah,
no. There's no real point to have to change. If the occasions happens where what we want to do, having some of those people inside the church be killed, eventually just say the gangers will kill those people that Antioch and Drash pointed to and let the others live. Like that. There's no point saying the individual A, individual B, and individual C if we are not going to interact with them directly. If it would be like the bishop, for example, the bishop, we are going to interact with him. Antioch will, at least, and for now he has to live. So I guess that's it, and it was really helpful. I communicate all my findings to Drash, and I explain to them that the bishop lies in the middle. He's ambitious. He has done things that a bishop of his position should have not done, but at the same time he feels bad about it, and he tries to do best. Still, I think we can work with him, because he desires the best for the people of the city, but is not as zealous as I thought he would be.
This man may become a problem.
It may, but if we play our cards right, he will be a valuable instrument. Antioch decides to stay until the end of the sermon. Does it take long or not?
It takes 9 more hours for the sermon.
9 more hours?
Yes.
Okay. Fidel Castro used to make 9-hour speech. Okay. Yep.
Do you expect anything else from the Imperium?
I mean, I'm not. I don't know why I'm surprised. I guess it's all absolutely absurd, but okay. Anyway, Antioch just walks around the church, trying to figure it out, places where people can hide, people can enter. For example, like weapons can be stored secretly, places, points of escape that should be covered, all those things of that nature.
Yeah.
All, of course, in the guise of trying to learn more about the place. Of course, the ossuary particularly enters him because he wants to open that. Yep. There's a lot of things that can be done here. A lot of things.
To find a nice place to hide stuff, you can make either a survival test
Survival test.
or a stealth test.
So, survival.
Drash will. While Antioch is doing that, Drash will get on the Vox and call up the gangers that he that he had spoken to earlier, the ones that had helped him find a chemist.
Mm-hmm.
He'll tell them, "This is Drash. Do you remember that chemical plant we had talked about earlier? Find their competitors."
Righto, boss. Are we talking the usual abduction, extortion, intimidation, or is it murder?
Well,
we haven't worked that out just yet. So just get me information, and we'll develop a plan from there.
All right. You hear the lads? And the Vox goes silent. As they
I rolled
search.
for.
Yep.
I rolled for stealth, but failed.
Okay.
Rolled too high. So I guess I don't find any like obvious place to hide stuff.
Mm. The servitors and the servo skulls are very thorough in this place. They look after it very closely. Every nook and cranny is taken care of, cleaned. Everything is. They make sure that every inch of this place is consecrated, is cleaned, is kept in peak condition. They don't allow filth to accumulate. They don't allow chaos to seep in any way. They keep order in here, so that the faithful may concentrate to the God Emperor of mankind and to him only. There is a Voxcast coming towards you, Drash. It's from your gangers.
You'll pick up.
We found him, boss. You're gonna need to look for the Undertons. I'm gonna
Type it in the hints chat, of course.
Chem Labs Undertons.
Where is it located?
It's on the northwest side of the city. Level 27.
Underhive?
Level 27 is considered to be on the higher levels. It's on the lower side, but it's still considered to be one of the top ones.
Okay.
There is another one. Hardcroft. Undercity. It's a rival gang.
Hardcraft. That's more promising. I'll get back to you when I have orders.
Mm-hmm.
Antioch, do you think if you started poking around in brains that you'd be able to find House Hot Grey House Grey
Castle.
Castle's fixer?
Poking around. What do you mean poking around? Like mind probe other people?
Naturally.
I could try. So, Antioch walks around trying to see any like really well dressed person that might be someone. Do I have to roll for perception?
It's scrutiny. You have to roll for.
Okay.
It's a perception-based skill. Yeah.
Fail.
Yeah.
I fail.
Everybody's wearing their Sunday's best. Everyone is dressed top notch. Cannot
But I
make
don't
out.
see anyone that can be certain.
There's a lot of people coming and going in this chapel. It's hard to maintain psychic focus with all this going on.
I return to Drash and say, there's too many people. And most of them are dressed it's basically the same. It's hard to... It will be time consuming. I have to mind probe all of them and I run the risk of being found. I think I have to ask the bishop directly when he decides to shut up.
Let's find somewhere more conducive to find who we're looking for. And Drash will, if Antioch will let him, Drash will lead him away and more in the direction of House Grey Castle's estates and see if there's a hotel around in that area.
All right.
And we will try to find a place that looks like it might be owned or operated by the house, and Drash will ask Antioch to start mind probing anybody who looks well dressed, seeing if they can find a fixer for House Grey Castle.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So we are at the casino. Looks like a casino. It's
Inn
a
of the
restaurant.
Bards, yeah. It is an accommodation venue. People come here to rest, to sleep, and have something to eat. It is owned by the Grey Castle family. It's not the most prestigious one there is in the Hive City, but it is very respectable. There is a lot of people passing the time here, even if they are not staying the night. There are many things for one to do here. It doubles as a gambling house. Many fortunes have been made and lost
And lost.
on these tabletops.
I guess many wives have been used as gamble debts.
As gambling chips.
Yep.
Yes. Even regiments, the lives of thousands of people, equipment, the future of generations. Anything quantitative can be sold and bought. You notice people scrutinizing you. They're looking at you with intensity, giving you the side eyes. They don't recognize you, and they don't seem to trust you. Others are too deep in their drinks to care about your presence in any way. But certainly, there is a lady coming over, looking to take your order. She announces all the available foodstuffs you can order and what it may cost to stay a night here.
Antioch asks for a meal for himself and asks Dresh if he wants something to eat, if he needs something to eat.
Fully in character, Drash will just stare at him, just look, and he'll go back to looking intimidating and glaring at the crowd.
Make an intimidation test.
Intimidation, willpower. Where did I put those dice?
Oh, give me a sec. I'll spawn them.
There we go. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Super success.
Ooh.
Super success. So I guess Dresh does that thing with the face, and people just
Dress gives them the crazy eyes. They can see it in his eyes, in his movements. He's not a man to be trifled with. And suddenly, all those people who have been giving you quick looks, who have been scrutinizing you, suddenly they seem to be very busy with whatever it is in front of them. And your eyes do not cross again. They stay away from your path. They let you pass whenever it may happen. And they stop looking at you.
Antioch says to Drash in a low voice that nobody else hears. Relax, Drash. You cannot have them. Not yet.
I'm trying to look intimidating. I'm a bodyguard, remember?
Of course. But I ask you if you want to, if you wanted something to eat.
A list
I'm
of
not
human
rich.
organs goes through Drash's mind.
Liver.
I'm heart, arteries. I'm not interested in whatever these degenerates are eating.
Antioch will look for the most wealthy looking patron on the room.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, he will ask the lady that attended him. I mean, if Antioch finds somebody that seems like really rich, he will ask the lady who is that person. I guess I have to roll for perception, right?
It's a scrutiny, yeah. Scrutiny test.
Scrutiny is how much? How much? 13, you. Perception, yep. Fail.
Hmm.
I start rolling good in the beginning and now I fail.
Yeah. No.
So
There
I
is
don't
a
see...
lot of laughing, a lot of singing, a lot of talking. Some people are even dancing. And they're all mixed up. You cannot make out any specific individual that seems to be the wealthiest around here. Everybody looks the same in your eyes.
I'll roll scrutiny, and it made it exactly on the dot.
Dras, you notice someone in this crowd. He seems to be a little more in the center than anybody else. He seems to be the center of attention of the most people here. Most of them want to talk to him, and he looks the busiest. And by the things he carries, you can tell that this person is either very rich or has very rich friends.
Drash will lean in close to Antioch and say that one there. Can you tell? Can you tell that? Can you get anything off of him?
Antioch looks at the individual that Drash pointed out, and he will mind probe him.
Okay.
Do I have any penalty?
No.
Okay, so it's using the staff and everything.
It's only the
85
minus 20 for doing it
in
inconspicuously.
public.
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, it's still 65. 63. Damn. So I succeed. And what do I find?
You find that this person works closely with House Greycastle. He has a small enterprise of his own. And his trade is transport. He owns the equipment House Greycastle uses to transport all their goods around. Personnel, materials, products, customers, anything. And this person is the man who does the intermediate, the medium between House Greycastle and the tech priests. And since he is the one responsible for the transport, he's also the one who at any point in time knows what is inside House Greycastle's containers. And what is being transported from who and to whom.
That is all that Antioch is able to find from him. He
No.
doesn't. He cannot find the content of the goes inside in the transport.
You can.
The cargo. Can I?
You can. Delving even deeper inside his consciousness, peeling back any mental blocks he might have, any augments in his brain. You are able to pick every detail, every small piece of information. And you can see all the logs he has seen, all the information about the train carts full of illegal substances, going to people that should not be dealing with such substances. Other houses, gangs, even nobles themselves. Seems like everybody is transporting stuff that they shouldn't. Most noble houses have made their wealth using the Undercity, the Underhive, as the exhaust port of their industries, as the drain for everything they deem undesirable, and they have made great profits on the backs of workers living in extremely bad conditions. Any kind of product goes on these train carts. From
So
weapons for the arbiters to drugs for the lowly gangers. Yeah?
So I guess having drugs transported is like, okay, it's like assumes pretty much. Those drugs that we found, that he probably transport those as too.
Yeah. Well, it's not
Okay.
evident. It's
Yeah,
not
yeah, no, I
straightforward. You know, the ledger he doesn't have the word illegal drugs noted on
Yeah,
it.
very illegal drugs, guys. Don't
Yeah.
watch it. Okay, it makes sense. Antioch communicates all this to Drash, and he says that
We should think also of a plan of bringing the gangers into the church, and it's possible that this man will help us to do it. Maybe.
Indeed.
Let's talk to him and see if we can give a good word to be introduced to House Grey Castle.
A one thing, a bit. I have a. How about this? Come to his but go to his but approach him and tell him that you have a proposal. Tell him that you'll be able to deliver the Anderton's chem lab into his hands if he's willing to deliver. If he's willing to deliver for an introduction to it. Tell him we can deliver Anderton's into his hands if he can secure us a recommendation from House Grey Castle as well as access to the Red Rooms.
It's the competitor, right?
Yeah, the Undertons are the competitor.
Okay. So, I guess we wait for the room to clear a bit more of people so we can approach them.
Okay, of course.
What was his name? Did we get his name?
He has many names.
Why do we have all his as many names? God damn it! Just one.
He's been called the Snake, the Turtle. He's been called a plane carrier. He's been called the Whale. And
Turtle plane carrier.
you also know the name his mother gave him when he was born, but he hasn't used it since he lost all his family when he was just a wee lad.
Is his name Clarence?
No. The name he goes by nowadays is the Cold Man.
The Cold Man. So Antioch decides to approach him.
You do so successfully. There are some people around him that tense up a little bit when they see a stranger approaching. And they keep their eyes on your bodyguard.
Greetings. My name is Antioch. I assume that you are the Cold Man, as I've heard speaking of.
That is correct.
I came in the possession of a certain information that might be useful for you. I will be willing for a trade. Or a favor, if you wish. I can give you the name and the location. of a
No,
certain...
just tell him that we can deliver the plant to him, not the location. Like we just take it and give it.
The plant, but isn't the plant a fixed location?
No, the plan is to capture it and we'll hold it for Housegray Castle.
Ah, okay. Okay. So I say to him,
we can capture your competitor's factory if you are willing to introduce me and my bodyguard here, into House Grey Castle. Putting a good word, shall we say.
because remember, we sent a message to House Grey Castle as a legitimate person, so it's better that we still keep that disguise. And having the snake here just put a good word, just a positive impression.
I am just the transporter. I'm not their secretary. And about the Undertons. What makes you think you can take them on? Just because you have a big guy over there with you? No matter how strong his arm is or how straight he shoots, the Undertons aren't alone.
Antioch responds with,
Well, we are just the leader, not the leaders, but the, shall we say, the faces of a larger group, and we can deliver what we promise.
and then Antioch decides to thought send him. Do I have to roll for a thought sending?
Since it's a psychic power, yeah.
Okay, plus 40 plus. It goes after over 100.
Okay.
But still, I still can fail indeed. And I roll a 2, so it's like 9 degrees of success.
Thank you
And
for the
I
follow.
say, and Antioch says, without moving his lips,
I have many abilities. One of those is that I know your name is Clarence.
yes, I know that his name is not Clarence, but I know his real name.
Yeah. He's taken aback by this.
So you're a witch then? What am I supposed to be, afraid of you?
Okay, he's starting to annoy me. Um,
We are
I
problem solvers. Each one of us on their own way. Both are painful.
you wanted to say something, Drash?
Yeah, Drash will step in and say, "Look, we are. Look, you're a businessman. We are businessmen. We have something we can offer one another. If you can keep the arbitrates off our backs, we can deliver. What during the operation, we can help you expand the house's business holdings, and to take a piece of the competitors out from under them."
Antioch says,
Or maybe do you wish like a sample of our results? We can eliminate another low-level competitor for you as a proof of our goodwill.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So make a charm test.
charm. Charm is how much? Still have to. Well, charm is fellowship. Is it? Yes. And fellowship is 43. And the roll is 32. So 1 degree of success.
Businessman, eh? You know you can inherit your widows and market their orphans. I see where you're going with it. I'll play your game then, businessman. Show me that the Andertons have suffered. Take them out of the game. And then Noble House Greycastle might even invite you for dinner.
Was there a certain inflection to the way you said, or emphasis to the way you said "suffer"?
Not so much.
I was kind of wondering if Antioch was able to tell if this guy was like a low-key Slanesh worshiper.
He does tend to that side, yes. He would be more susceptible to that kind of corruption, indeed. So many
Well, apologies for
years.
not,
Yeah,
not
go
having
ahead.
boobs.
You can use your psychic powers to transform into someone who does. So that is no excuse.
Hey, handsome. Antioch answers back, "Splendid. Then we have a deal.
We will solve this problem for you, and we will back before you know it.
I see you, little fox. Okay. Okay then. Get the job done and we can speak again.
Do you have a
Uh,
line of communication that we can send a message to once we have have the target on hand?
He gives you a ganger's name.
Very good. We'll be in touch.
He nods. He lifts his hat.
Thrash will start walking away, and as he does so, he'll subtly reach up to his microbead and drop a vox line to the ganger he'd spoken to earlier.
Mm-hmm.
He'll say, it's me. Get some people together. We'll be making a raid soon.
Antioch leaves too.
All right. You can hear the gangers excited on the Vox, looking forward to making a hit, taking up a job.
At least those are really always ready. Ready to fuck shit up.
They are jacked up on steroids and are always on the edge.
Good old drugs, making people doing what we want. So I guess we go to the. I mean, it's not the lower level. It's still the. It's the lower of the upper levels, isn't it? Where the
Yeah.
factory is located. Yeah. I guess I will still keep the coat with me. There's no point of going back just for changing.
Mm-hmm. You find yourselves around hub blocks again. Sort of servitors
working on stations in various labs. You can definitely tell by the smell, by the pungent, strong, artificial chemical smell, that you are near a chem lab. Also, the crates and the barrels near here give away what kind of products are being made here. They match the chemist's description of the drugs, so it must be the place.
Drash will go and look and keep an eye out for the gangers.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as they meet, Drash will start casing the place for ways in that looks like they won't raise an alarm.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll tell Antioch, start checking for security personnel or gangs. I want to know and start probing their mind. I want to know what this place's security procedures are, as well as numbers and arms.
Antioch nods and he goes looking around for someone that might look like in charge, a ganger or a security of some sorts.
Looking around, you only see servitors around this area. They must be remotely controlled by some magos, some tech priest. Not a lot that can be extracted from a broken mind such as these.
They pretty much probably don't know anything that is not like work directly work related.
They're not of much use. Now, for looking for ways in. It is a regular. Is it stealth? It's security.
Roll for security?
Drash has to roll for security.
Okay.
Security, intelligent. Bonuses. And an infamy reroll. Fuck.
Well. What's your target?
Base 40.
As you look around for possible ways in, the floor collapses beneath your feet, and you'll find yourself in rubble. And that very much triggers an alarm.
Oh shit.
And the servitors around here will go from opening crates and transporting the contents to the vats, to the various laboratory stations. They turn hostile.
Is there a tech priest around somewhere? Or like a control station?
There isn't any tech priest you can see around. There might be a terminal somewhere in these buildings. Yeah.
Servitors are expensive, man. We need. I prefer to keep them. I prefer to spare them if I can. Oh. Any gangs or security personnel that come running out at the sound of the alarm?
Yeah. There are a few people that come out. They look like hired guns. They don't seem like any uniform force. They show up armed, ready to kick ass and take names. And they shout towards you.
What's going on here? What's all this?
What's going on? What's all that shouting? We'll have no trouble here.
Rash will walk up to him, slipping on his lightning claw, and says, "What? I'm the new man." Slipping on his lightning claw, and he'll say, "I'm the new management. Take me to the control terminal."
Imagine that work. All right. Boss pays off awfully anyway.
And I will roll intimidate.
Yeah, roll for intimidate.
Any bonuses?
It's gonna be minus 20.
Oh, that is just shy.
Guess they get a little bit rattled, but don't stop anyway.
Yeah. The person in front of you smirks and says, "You are the new management. Management of what? Boot cleaning.
Drash will start with the crackling lightning claw. Drash will put it right through his chest.
Okay. Will attempt to dodge. He doesn't. You can roll damage.
That would be 6, 12, 8, 20 plus the like 23 damage or something. AP 8.
Yeah. His chest bursts open. The crackling energy from the lightning claw, burning away flesh and disintegrating bone.
Drash will let his weight slide him off the lightning claw, and he'll say to the next nearest guy, "I'm new management. Take me to the control terminal for the servitors."
This guy takes a step back. This guy looks at the disintegrated body in front of you. Doesn't say anything. This guy will take a step back too and reluctantly lead the way deeper inside.
Come along, gentlemen. I don't want any guns, but behind me while I survey my new surroundings or my new assets.
The servitors are like in battle mode, but they are not engaging, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
What is that?
That is a Magos.
Oh.
Is that from the Necromuda? Because that looks freaking sweet.
Yeah, I think it is. Master Nautican Auto Savant. Yeah, the Necromuda models are awesome. All the Kill Team ones also. You see all the people around here working protection. But right now, the Magos approaches you. And he says,
"What is the meaning of all this? Who is interrupting my work?"
I'm the new management. Please submit all complaints and objections at this time in particular.
I want you to make a deception test to see if the Magos can find stuff about you by investigating you, looking at you, scrutinizing you.
To see fellowship. Any modifiers?
No.
Reroll. Dang it. Nothing.
Okay.
I never expected to see a marine stoop so low, mingle with gangers, going after spices in the underbelly of the Hive City. Looks like no genetic augmentation can save a human from their ultimate fate.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you say that I'm running, that I'm low? That got it. And Drash will grab his collar, pull him in close, and say that because I take that quite personally, and it's stab him.
As you grab the collar and pull it, the robe comes loose, and you can see the many augmented parts beneath it. Multiple arms, mechadendrites, tools and weapons. This tech priest means business.
I will be done with you pests, and my work will continue.
And we will roll initiative that we will resolve next time. Cliffhanger.
The cliffhanger.
Yes.
All right. I
Thanks,
sense that this one will be a tough one.
Remains to be seen.